It's capital Sage, and now that we're on the same page, that's what I owe if we talking about money. Yo, welcome back to Sage's Vitamins. This week's episode is brought to you by me, Sage, and God. How y'all doing? Great. So the message for this week is going to be, when people say that you don't belong somewhere, believe them. Let's talk about being ostracized. I think a lot of us know that when you start to really embrace the path of enlightenment, you can feel ostracized. You can feel like, dang, like who do I belong with, because I don't belong with anybody. And I really just come up with this thought. When people say you don't belong somewhere, believe them. You know why? Because people can see you in a way that you cannot see yourself. People can see your greatness. Your greatness shows. And there's a good chance that people are telling you that you do not belong because you feel like you're too good for them. You're too good for how they perceive themselves. And they're right, because that's how they perceive themselves. A lot of times people will tell you that you don't belong somewhere because you do the right thing. Sometimes people tell you don't belong somewhere because you like to put lotion on. Sometimes people will tell you you don't belong somewhere because you embrace your hobbies rather than just going to the streets. You see? So sometimes people will tell you that you don't belong somewhere because they think you're too damn good to be around them. Believe them, because that's their perception of themselves, right? But that doesn't have anything to do with your own perception of yourself. Like, I don't like to believe in things like being better than people. You understand? But in the dynamic of life, it can make things uncomfortable to not be understood and all these type of things. So instead of making things difficult for yourself and saying, I can be in this situation and be okay, understand that if people are ostracizing you, maybe they're right. Maybe you don't belong there. Maybe you should find somewhere that you do belong, that is more caring and loving. You understand? Like, sometimes we can grow out of our environments like old sweatshirts. So, and we keep on trying to put on those old sweatshirts because we like the way that they feel on our skin when we go to sleep. But you're just too big for that damn sweatshirt. So, a lot of times, people are saying that you're just too good to be around them, and so they be ostracizing you like, get your ass out, because you make them feel bad, or they feel bad because of their perception or whatever. But the catalyst that it can be for you is that maybe the environment is too small for you now, and you need to believe in yourself more to go to new heights, to do new things. And maybe you don't belong there. It's not a bad thing. Even if it's a job you want, let's say you want a job at a fancy company, right? And people are saying that you don't belong there. Here's a way you can handle that. Make your own vibe and take your own vibe there with you. But the key to having your own vibe is that you have to be stimulating yourself. You can't just be like, oh, look, I'm doing my own thing, I'm on my own vibe, because if you don't believe it and they don't believe it, you're going to feel like a lame. So you want to have your own vibe, but you want to make sure that your vibe is stimulating and that your vibe is authentic and that you really are on your own vibe. But that's how you handle it if you have to be somewhere where you feel ostracized. But if you're somewhere that you don't necessarily have to be there and you feel ostracized, maybe you should believe them. You don't belong there, and it's a good chance that it's because you're too damn good to be around them. But also, let's go internal. If you are somewhere that you don't belong, it could easily mean that your perception of yourself does not match up with who you actually are. You might be somewhere extra dirty. Do you feel dirty on the inside? Probably. Because you're somewhere that you don't belong, and it's because of your perception of yourself. How you see yourself does not match yourself. So a lot of times when you feel ostracized, it could be that your perception of yourself does not match up with who you actually are. So you're actually in an environment that you don't actually belong in, but you feel like you belong there because of your perception. Ooh, it's capital Sage, and now that we're on the same page, aka Rick James Isha. So I just Hello, world, and I love you. Sage's Vitamins. Let me know what y'all want to talk about. I love suggestions. All right.